The click record. There we go.
Yeah, yeah.
Shaven, what's that?
I ain't shaved, man. This is not good. I'm not happy about this. It's all this designer stubble stuff. I like to be hairless, you know?
Yeah, you look fresh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, thanks, buddy. So how you
Okay.
doing?
I'm doing really well. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, yes, yes.
nice.
This is one of the first 10 episodes of Conscious Conversation. So the intention is just to have a conversation, share a little bit about your story, more of a conversation style than interview,
Yeah, yeah.
and with the intention that somebody somewhere might get a light bulb moment or so back and forward in the car, because news and radio stuff like that tends to be not the best information at the best of times. So
Yeah,
that's where I'm coming from with these.
yeah, yeah. Get it straight from the horse's mouth. It's a good thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, what you're doing is a good idea. It's a really good idea. I love it. Love the idea.
Yeah, C squared. I'm kind of a little bit obsessed with Einstein, and so I find a lot of C squared comes up for me. E equals MC squared, or C squared conscious conversations.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but I don't know where it's going to go. That's the intention, and
Well, yeah, it's always good to get it off the cuff. Just go live and just get it off the
yes,
chest. That's where it's come from the heart. You know what I mean?
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Very intrigued by your experience. I was having a little gander there as it's coming up to interview and you're talking to you. I'm going to see Ricky Gervais. What was it like working with him? That's awesome.
Yeah, the guy was absolutely unbelievable. He was getting an award. I was filming him pre-award kind of thing, and he gave me a director's tutorial that day. It was incredible.
Wow.
Yeah, I think you should do this and set it up this way, and how about this? Do this, and then I was like, I should have told the guy, I want to work with you. Let's do a film together or something.
It's so funny. He's so funny.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
he's one of the best.
yeah, 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 yeah. I've got an idea actually for him for a film. I'd love to like put it to him, a script. But
Awesome.
yeah,
That's pretty epic, and you've done quite some. You've got some accolades when it comes to your profession. Has it
yeah,
always
yeah.
been that way?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not always been that way at all. No, no. I mean, I started from the bottom, very bottom, as low as a man or woman could possibly be. I was, bankrupt, lost everything, homeless. Struggled to find food sometimes. It was that bad. So, but I rose up. There's nowhere else to go other than up. So I rose up and came up and up the ranks. Ended up being one of the top 50 ethnic minorities for making video production, film production, that kind of thing. Went on to work with some big names like one of the Dragons, Piers Linney, worked with Ricky Gervais, did a bit for Channel 4. Ended up my company being at Ravensbourne, Film and Television University. It just went on and went on and went on, up and up and up.
Awesome. That was what you were finding your passion from the bottom.
Yeah, from the bottom. I mean, there's something that happens to you when you get down low, when you get down there in the grassroots and in the ground. You think there's no other way but up. And it's like you are fearless. Then you're fearless. You have pure courage, and you just got to pick yourself up. Just live.
Almost nothing to lose. Then it's kind of. Did you find that it was like
perfect? Nothing to lose, all to gain, and that's what I want to try and get. That's my message to people. You could be anywhere in your life. You can go up from anywhere in your life. Just have the determination.
Yes.
Just have the goals in your mind.
Yes.
Be focused. Dream about what you want. Dreaming is a big thing, and have some kind of love in your life. I mean, love is really important. You must find love. That's what drives you. That's what really helps you to manifest. What helps you to dream. Helps you to make things come true.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. So I'm very intrigued by your presence online. So I'm going to dig into that a little bit. Like some of your wisdom. Like, did you find yourself always kind of talking about dreams or manifesting, or was that? Dive a little bit of that into your journey.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you your age or when you were born, because you blew me away when you said what age you were in 2011.
Yeah.
Fresh, man.
Yeah. Manifested in dreams. That's a big thing for me. It's huge. I mean, I think that's probably why my whole life tumbled the way it did, because I had dreams about where I wanted to go, and it's almost this universe was saying, right, okay, that's what you want. You know what? You got to start again from scratch. Boom.
Yes.
Everything just went back to ground zero. It was unbelievable. I mean, it was the 2008 recession. I had a really high-powered job. I was highly paid. I was a computer programmer, embedded software engineer, and lots of money. And then suddenly, 2008 recession came in, and I lost 3 jobs in a row. The last job I lost, I mean, literally, the banks just walked into that company and cleared everything. Just
Wow.
crazy. And from that day onwards, I just had to take control of my own life. And things went from one thing to the other. And now I'm living my dreams. Every single one of my dreams, I can tell you now, from the time I realized it was happening, have come true. Every single one.
Awesome. Love that, man. So did you, not at the time, obviously, but do you now kind of see that as a blessing in disguise?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I didn't realize that I was actually, and all of us have this power. All of us have to have this ability. There's an awakening happening right now. There's an enlightenment happening right now. There's many of us who are gatekeepers. I think yourself, you're a gatekeeper yourself. You know, these people are awakening up other people to other possibilities, and we all have this innate power inside our minds, our hearts, wherever it lies, where we can create our own future, our own destiny, and we're all connected, and we can all work together, and we can all change massive things. I mean, we just said we're cavemen and cavewomen at this point in life now. We're cavemen and cavewomen when it comes to enlightenment, and it comes to manifesting, universe, law of attraction. We are the pioneers. We're the start. This is the start of it. I'm telling you, in 1,000 years from now, people will know this as a tool that our voice is. Our voice comes out of our bodies, and we vibrate the air, and we can communicate a dream from one place to another. I can communicate my dream from my mouth now, from my body, to you all the way in Ireland. I'm in Slovakia.
It's a frequency. Yeah,
that's incredible. It's incredible. We can move the air and make things happen. Before, cavemen and cavewomen, they couldn't communicate like that.
He's hammering against the wall.
So we're at that point now where we have this ability to really tune into love and energies and manifesting and dreams and that kind of thing.
Absolutely. You said a few things there that kind of has my mind going off. Like, even when you think about Martin Luther King or Jesus or any of these greats, there were one people, and look at the ripple that they had. And then there's so many of us kind of on similar frequencies now, kind of having way more conversations. There's no one getting, there's no one getting killed for it. It's not as extreme as it was maybe even 100 years ago or more. Really, really excited about that. That lights me up now as well, obviously, as well. You can tell that.
Yeah, so you're obviously into that kind of thing as well. Manifestation, dreams, spiritualization.
Yeah. I'm figuring out where I kind of land, because I've been 8 or 9 years immersed in my own journey. And sometimes I speak and I kind of get jaws just like drop. So it's kind of finding exactly, I know I want to create ripples, like massive ripples. And I feel I've been getting shaped for that for a very long time. But it's like, sometimes it's too deep. Sometimes, like, I'm finding which conversations like having this conversation is where I want to be. I want to be having these conversations, these kind of understandings. And then if you don't get them, but you hear me on any level, then I want to pull you out, do my bit to support in any way that I can. That's kind of what lights me up.
Yeah, I've seen you growing, man. I've seen you developing online. I think it's really exciting to watch you and stuff, and when you do your lives and stuff, sometimes when you're walking and talking, I think it's good. It's really good, man. It's really good. Yeah, I'm looking for a media man, and I'm looking for special people like yourself, to put my magnifying glass on and say, right, boom, this is the person. This person can change lives, can change the world. This person can be its explosion on Earth,
I feel you on that, and I have a very specific memory when I kind of first spoke to you. I was in a roof space welding some copper pipes.
Yeah.
And even your images and your online space has grown so much. That's not even a year ago now, man. So we'll definitely converse about that afterwards, because your site's taken up. I'm way more clear on exactly what you do. With your website now. No, it's really powerful.
So I want to power in your pocket. I mean, I've got it on my screen here. Power in your pocket is something I'm doing now, developing, where people can take their mobile phone and literally talk to the planet, create media, create engaging media, and get their message out there. It's all about, there's 5 points I've got. It's message, communication, there's media,
consistency,
and there is consistency and money. That's it. They focus on those 5 things. You will go far with your message. Change people's lives, and get rewarded for it. Get rewarded and make money from it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if you're not strong, people say about money, and people tend to drift away from money. Say, money is evil, money is bad. No, it's not. It's not. No. It really isn't. It really isn't. And everything is energy, and money is just an exchange of energy. So
I find that very interesting in the spiritual communities and conscious communities. I find it very interesting that you would be so against anything really, like, judging anybody or anything as to be wrong or bad, that's kind of seems flawed in a way.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So we need to get away from that mindset.
Yeah.
And in the future, there might not be money in the future. They might use some other kind of currency for the exchange of energy. It's just,
Exactly.
it's just an exchange of energy,
Yeah.
in 1,000 years
You
time.
got to pay attention too. There's so many dynamics to it. Like, if you invest in something, you pay more attention to it, because I've seen it so many times in my own journey or giving stuff to free for people. It just doesn't have the same effect.
Yeah. There is that as well. Yeah. But
so many layers to it.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, money is what makes you strong. So if you're going to start saving people, it's like an analogy. If you see someone drowning in a river or a stream, and you try to jump in behind them and try to save them, if you're not a strong swimmer, guess what? You're going to drown. So make sure you're strong and you can swim. Money makes you strong, makes you able to just pull people out the river. You can just start pulling people out the river, like left, right, and center. No, when you're strong, that's it. So focus on that point. Focus on that point. Those 5 points, focus on them.
Yeah. I feel it because you've been there as well. You've kind of been in the place where, like, this is like you've hit it, then went down, and then kind of went back and found your passion, and it's like, nah,
absolutely,
I don't ever want to go back there again.
No. So I rebuilt myself with my fingers and hands crawling through the mud.
Yeah.
Now I have mechanisms in place where I make my own money. I mean, make money while I sleep. You can build systems, and it's incredible. Just get your mobile phone, build your systems. Online courses are huge right now. It's a human race, and people learn from each other, and people now want to learn things from other people. So create online courses, put them online, sell them, advertise them, promote them, get them out there. There's lots of other ways to make money online.
Yes, it's powerful. It's very, very powerful.
It's really important as well to make sure you have more than one income.
Yes.
That's another thing as well, because recessions come, another one's going to come. It's good to have different revenue streams.
Absolutely. When I initially set up my company and went through a couple of business courses, I was thinking mind, money, and emotional intelligence. That's the 3 areas I kind of wanted to specify.
I like it. Mind, money, and emotional intelligence.
The pieces they left out at school, because a lot of the time, even if you love your job and it's like only paying 500 quid a week, there's still so many ways you can diversify and bring in incomes nowadays. It's always been there, but the information wasn't kind of available maybe, but now it is. So there's really no excuse to not have, like Tony Robbins tells a great story about a guy who made no more than 14 grand a year, and he retired in the multi-millions based off of that compounded effect.
Yeah. I mean, I find as well, and most of the stories I've seen like that as well, that people who come from the depths of the low, they create this why inside them. Why? And that's what drives them. Why do you do what you do? And once you've nailed down what your why is, that fuels you.
Yes,
and you become unstoppable.
It gets you through the hard days or the tough periods. Yeah. Last time I was talking to you, at that time, I had burned the boats like a couple of different times. Two of my children were born in Australia, so I burned the boats coming home, and different network marketing companies. They opened up so many doors for me, but they just weren't for me. I had to kind of build something myself. But I took the humble pie and went back to plumbing, and even after 12 months of plumbing, you realise I've got 5 pay rises, and now my tools just keeps getting bigger because I have to start from scratch again. I just had the light bulb. I'm like, I have to burn the boats and fully go after my thing, because in a year's time I'll be evolving that business and hiring staff, and not in the plumbing game, not in that world.
So hold on. So you stopped doing that now, have you?
I haven't plumbed since March last year.
Whoa! So what are you doing? So you're just doing this now?
I'm immersed now. I'm creating. So there's a couple of spokes to the wheel. So I definitely need to fine tune where I put my focus fully, because there's a couple of spokes. But more speaking engagements. Want to upsell to online courses. Want to actually create multiple courses, because that's my genius. Like when I'm just on the cusp of creating something, I don't really like doing the same thing over and over again. It kind of slows me down just from self-awareness. I'd rather keep moving forward and creating things. And I became an IET therapist as well. So that's integrated energy therapist and master instructor. So I have a new little place now down the road that's going to be becoming a therapy room / yoga studio upstairs / YouTube studio. That's really that's the intention.
Nice. Yeah.
That's the intention with it. Yeah.
Dude, you need to subscribe to my Power in Your Pocket, man.
Yes, yes, yeah. We need to have a conversation. We need definitely to have a conversation about that because it's like outsource as much as possible as well. Like that's so important. Like the journey and the hitting the low points and going away from the tools and saying no to nixers, cash jobs, fully focused, hitting that bread line again, but just using it to motivate me. Like it's like no, I'll wake up in a year or whenever long it takes. I'm dedicated. I've become to understand and realize that it's the journey now. It's the highs and lows. It's the clarity, because I always got so far with network marketing or like money with the plumbing was going up. Then you realize, fuck the money. Network marketing, no, something in my core is not feeling right. So I think you can resonate with this. Like once you find the thing, then and you have that why, like you just said, then all of a sudden it becomes like consistency.
Yeah, that's right. Getting your message, fine-tuning your message. Everyone has a personality. Every single person on the planet can gather a following. Every single person.
I agree
Doesn't
with
matter
you.
who you are,
Yeah.
you can gather a following. It's about getting your message out there and just being consistent online. The online space is an incredible thing. It's a gift. I say one of the greatest men that ever lived for me is Tim Berners-Lee, Sir Tim Berners-Lee, the guy who created the internet. I mean, he could have
Never heard
used
that
that.
name.
Huh?
I never heard that name before.
Yeah, Tim Berners-Lee, Sir Tim Berners-Lee. He was the guy who gave the internet to the world. Wow. He could have used it to make his own money, to be like Bill Gates and Elon Musk and all the rest of them. This guy who owns Facebook, he could have done. Yeah, him. he could have done. He could have gone along that kind of line with the internet. No, he gave it to the world.
Wow.
Yes. And the internet is such now that it can't be controlled or it can't be shut down, or it can't be turned off, because the internet is a collection of machines, lots of different computers all over the world, all interconnected.
Yeah.
So no one owns the internet. That's how it's created. Yeah. No one owns it. No one owns it. No one can shut it down. No one can control it. But you see things like Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and all the rest of them. That is creating another sphere within the internet, and that can be controlled.
Yes, I hear you.
Clever people.
Yeah.
People out there. You can't control the internet. Let's build systems. Let's build social media platforms that we can control.
Yeah, definitely. Do you find that your previous career or your past life kind of it's coming back to you, and has it played its part, and like there's no mistakes?
Yeah, all of my experiences, it all helps. It all helps. I mean, I'm a media man now, and I know how important media is. The most powerful entity on earth. There is nothing more powerful than media. No king, no queen, no politician, no businessman, no businesswoman, no one, nothing is more significant, more powerful than the media.
And that's a burning question in my mind that used to be always there. Go on, finish.
Yeah. So if you know what to do with the media, and it's very important, if you create media, it's very important for you to collect your own email addresses. Don't rely on these social media platforms to gather your people and then communicate that way. Make sure you gather your email addresses, that you have them in your own depository.
Yes.
Because anything can happen to these platforms at any time.
Yeah. I often have that question in my mind. Like a lot of my questioning from life came from kind of common sense, just kind of stuff not adding up that you've been told, And even the mind, money, and emotional IQ, it's they generally left that out of schools. And I remember asking some questions in schools and getting kind of crazy answers. But when you look at something like the media, and you watch any documentary about the war in 1945, or you go 100 years prior to that, I had the question like 200 years ago, my grandpa's grandpa, my granddad's granddad. Anything after that is like it's up in the air with regards to what actually went on, what actually went down, because the only true source of information was kind of radio and newspaper. I don't know which one came first now off the top of my head, but it's crazy to think like that. It's actually crazy to think like that. And then the media, how much of a role that plays, that's where we're kind of all breaking those belief systems. So we're kind of going from a societal being back to our humanness, and then this conscious being is waking up as well. So, and you said 1,000 years from now, consciousness is going to become a very, very powerful tool in itself.
Yeah, and right now the consciousness is being awoken more quickly because of the internet, because of the media. So we're free at the moment.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
So we can flick messages between each other very, very quickly.
You get
So
masterminds all around the world. Whereas if someone was waking up in Boulder, Colorado, 200 years ago, and there's this enlightened community that were, or indigenous people, then they had all this mysterious stuff happening. There was no way to get that out to the people. That's what I really love.
exactly. Yeah. That's the power of the media right there in a nutshell. Yep. So get out there fast. Right now, get out there now. Over the next 5 years, this is the golden era. We're not going to know until we're 50 years down the line to know. Those guys that were living in the year 2000, early 2000, they had it all. They had luxury. They had money in their pocket. They had, because the internet is like currency. They had it. We haven't got it, but they had it. So take use of it. Make use of it. Really make strong use of it. And that's why I created Power in Your Pocket as well. You can go out there, learn how to use your mobile phone to create videos and to just get yourself out there. That's so important right now. Yes. You can learn things as well. When you start putting yourself out there, you learn about yourself as well.
So much.
Because I'm talking to you, I'm learning new stuff about myself as well. I'm learning about you, and I'm learning about myself as well. So
powerful. I'm involved in some deep, kind of mystical circles lately. And we're talking a lot about the word, because if we were suppressed, which we were, we were controlled, and that was the way to sustain up. We were kind of controlled through the media. Then there was no safe place to put the information. So, but when you're talking, isn't story the main way that everybody used to kind of hand down the information with story around the fire? Like that's kind of the age-old historical way of doing things. So now, as we're talking, like these conversations can prove to be very powerful on many different levels.
That's right, absolutely. You hit the nail straight on the head there. Yeah, very important. Story is how we absorb knowledge the best. We're in tune to collect, really in tuned with storytelling. Yeah, very, very good. That's the best way to do it.
And it's waking up different parts of ourselves, and someone will say something, and all of a sudden going home and you have a pondering, and when you're not prepared, that's why planning for me doesn't really work anymore. It kind of, yes, the goal and the destination, but with regards to planning something like this, or planning exactly how you're going to run an event, I think it's more, we're in the era where it's more there's a team. We've got a team to the event, and we kind of know what we want to do before lunch, and we kind of know what we want to cover afterwards, but they're so open to that flow. When you're doing things with regards to impact and transformation, like you've seen it yourself, they can take on their own legs, and that kind of an energy is really, that's what invigorates me. Those thoughts, those environments.
So you sound like you like being on the edge, on the unknown.
Yes, I've got really comfortable there.
Well, that's a good play. Pioneers are made of that stuff. That's what pioneers are made of. So, mate, just go with your heart, go with your heart, and just go with it.
Yeah, I'll just give you a story. Yesterday or Tuesday night, I was on a panel. Igniting Change was the name of it. Was the name of the event, from a friend of mine, Ori Jen. She's got a program and a course and a big message with regards to remembering this kind of stuff. And it came to me speaking, and I just had this ball. Explosion of energy in my stomach. And I couldn't really talk, but she kind of says to me, "Would you feel that?" So I was went to feel, and my lip was quivering at times, and I tried to articulate some words. But it was that moment right on the edge. I didn't know what I wasn't preparing. I had a theme that I was going to talk about when it came to me, because I knew I had a slot. But everybody came up to me afterwards and says, "Johnny, man, you changed the whole dynamic of the room. Whatever happened there?" I just went with it. I just went with that. It was just, I call it a ball of emotion.
Yeah.
And it was relevant. I don't know whether it's for the room. That's why to probably cut this out with this, but it feels like it's a gift coming through. Somewhat of it. Was it mine? Was it the room's? Did it need? Because I kept asking just before when my mind tried to give me any fear, I was saying, "What's the room need?" I'm managing my breath. I knew my time was coming up, so I'm managing my breath. Like, what wants to come through me? What does the room need? Them kind of seeds was only floating around, and then that happened, and it kind of blew me away. And it's only me missus got a video of it, so I watched it back, and I was doing more of this. I was moving my hands, and I was doing breaths, whereas I thought I was just feeling from the inside. But what do they say about words are only a small percentage of communication? It's like the body language and the energy.
Yeah.
So it's one of those living on the edge moments. Yeah, that's where I'm pushing myself to. I believe that's where a lot of magic can happen.
That's good, because it's the best speakers in the world. That's how they speak. it's what they feel, that ball of energy that you talked about. That's what they feel first. That's what you got to go with. That's what some people call it gut intuition, gut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just go with it. You got to go with it.
That's exciting for me. It's getting less and less fearful, because I always going to have the image come to me of a room full of people. And because I kind of play with the energy game, I say as soon as it gets too into the detail, it gets worry can come over me or whatever. So I just play with the whole one baby step at a time. 10 people in a room, 30 people in a room, next 50.
Yeah. There's no, at the end of the day, it's not just thing as perfection. So don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. It's not just thing as perfection. Just go with the flow, man, and you'll get better and better, more comfortable. The more you're comfortable with it, the more you play with it, the more you have fun with doing things like that.
That's very important.
Yeah, the more fun you have, the better it comes across. For me, this is fun. I just love this. I love this stuff. This is media. This is me in front of a camera. I just love it.
Yeah.
The more you do it, the more you feel relaxed and having fun with it, the better it comes out.
Yeah. Morpheus, eh?
Morpheus, they called me Morpheus. They cut lots of names. Simon Cowell of the business world. Hey, listen, I kind of like that one actually. Simon, that best describes it. In fact, that story thing. If Simon Cowell has a story, so you use the two words, Simon Cowell. I feel as if I'm the Simon Cowell of the business world. People will then relate to that and know what that means. Simon Cowell, he finds talent, he puts it in front of in a studio.
Yes.
They think they're a great voice. They go out to sing to a lot of people, and people are happy with their songs. They love their songs, and they make money, and they change lives. So same thing for me. I just look for those special business people, and same sort of thing. Simon Cowell and I were both born on the same day.
Interesting.
We're both born in exactly the same part of London.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the? I'm a little bit of not a little bit. I like astrology as well. What's that? What is that actually?
That's Libra.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Natasha's a Libra. That's all about balance, is it?
Yeah, total balance. We always look for the balance. I totally agree with that.
Yeah, very diplomatic.
Yeah. Life is a balance. Life is all about balance. Life on Earth is a balance. Everything's a balance. When you start with too much of one thing, everything goes wrong.
Yes.
You can't have too much of a good thing. You can't have too much of a bad thing. You've got to find a balance.
Yes. Keep you grounded. Yeah. Interesting. What were you like growing up?
Really fast.
Fast
on my feet.
Yeah.
I'm like lightning on my feet. Yeah, I'm a really fast.
Yeah.
But
you still do, Pete. I see you still very interested. I've seen the second fastest guy in Slovak. I see some running tracks and stuff like that. So you still do, mate?
That's all about manifestation and stuff. I came to Slovakia, and this guy's poster is up everywhere. The fastest man in Slovakia. And I just thought to myself, I love to run with him. And I kept meeting all these sports people. Wherever I went, the sports people just met me in parks, where I'm walking on the street, just come up to me and start talking to me. And one thing led to another, one person to another person. And I met a person who was a trainer, sprint trainer. His boss was the overall top sprinting coach for the entire Slovakia. And then from there, I was training in a facility, one of the best facilities in Bratislava. Then the guy Volko came in there doing a television interview. I just went straight to him. Everyone else is just looking at him. I just went straight to him and said, hello, had a picture of him, and that was it. If I had my head screwed on, I would have said, mate, you want to just go for a jog around the track?
Awesome.
I should have done that. You would have done as well. You would have done. I just left it there.
Very good.
But that's about manifesting, dreaming, and just thinking about
100%.
It just happens. Things just happen that way.
Synchronistic experiences become normal.
Yeah. And where I'm going now, everything that's happening in my life now is meant to be happening.
I feel you on that.
To get where I want to go next.
Yeah.
The next stage of my life.
Yeah. Be even interesting to look back to see where this conversation takes us next.
Yeah. Everyone has this ability. Everyone has this ability to dream, manifest, put things together. We call it dreaming and manifesting. Law of attraction. In 1,000 years' time, again, they might just call it something else. They might just call it speech, talking.
100%. Yes, clear. No biases. You say it and it happens, kind of a thing. It'll just become normal. Yeah, I feel we're going there.
Yeah, it'd be a normal thing for us to do. It'd just be a normal occurrence of a part of our lives. We just think about things, make them happen. It'd just be normal for people in the future, I believe.
I think the biggest piece that if someone ends up listening to this and think, oh, the law of attraction doesn't work for me, It's working for everybody.
Yeah. Okay,
Conscious is more the thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Let me just say a quick thing about that.
Yeah.
If you want law of attraction to work, one of the first things you must do is get rid of watching mainstream broadcast news.
100%.
That's a big thing. That's a major thing you've got to stop.
Yeah.
The media is a form of control, and it controls the masses. Media mixed with economics means control. So if you broadcast news, you ever notice how broadcast news can find you wherever you are?
Yes.
Doesn't matter if you try to shut it off, it will find you. Something will pop up on a screen. Something will be in a magazine stand. Something will be on a radio somewhere. It will find you. You know, and that there's design to this. There's design and purpose for it. It
Absolutely.
controls the masses. If you can ignore the news, I mean, just completely shut it off, that's when you start to change. Because that 100%. Is a form of control. It dulls your ability to grow, both emotionally, spiritually, and in every other way you can imagine. Once you get rid of that, your ability to grow in all areas of your life will increase.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the first thing. That's the first step. So if anyone says it doesn't work, that's the first thing they should be doing.
And it's always working. It's just that a lot of the time you're attracting. It's always attracting. You're always attracting, but a lot of the time it's unconscious. So that was my experience. When I first heard, I think it was Darren Hardy. My son was not born about 7 years ago, saying he doesn't watch news anymore. Obviously, if he's floating through an airport, he'll catch and he'll know what's going on in the world, but he never watched. So I thought that was ludicrous when I first heard it, because I was watching Geordie Shore and I was going to start to disassociate with that in football and stuff like that. But right now, none of that gets in. It's more you're kind of dealing with the stuff then that's inside yourself, attracting, getting deep with the stuff that you didn't want to happen when you were 7 is in there, and that's kind of we've got to start dealing with that stuff, because you're going to find the same scenarios. But that's
right. That's very true. Very, very true. It's what your I don't know what you call it. It's your inner talk.
Yes.
What you just mentioned. It's very, very important.
The unconscious. The unconscious.
The unconscious. It's not easy. It's not easy to control that. It's not easy to control because you've been programmed from the time you're a baby. You've been programmed.
Yeah.
In a certain way. So that inner speech is being molded by someone else.
Yes.
By the media.
Yes. And then no judgment to parents or anything like that, but it's just the blind. It was the blind leading the blind, because everybody came through the same system.
Yeah.
And that's why when you kind of come on this path, you become the weird guy for a minute, because everybody's been taught the same thing and programmed in the same way. So when you come through school, college, and into the workplace, all your experiences are validated by other people who came through the same thing. I love David Icke's version of that. He says something like, everybody validates you, and it's like one piece of a million piece jigsaw, but everybody's in there saying this is the way it is.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I was just listening to you, and something came to me. It's the Matrix, man. It's the Matrix.
100%.
It's the Matrix. Yeah. I mean, the guys who wrote the Matrix, whoever wrote that thing, just looked at life and just made it into a movie.
Yeah. Ones and
the
zeros.
Media is part of the Matrix, man.
1,000,000%. Yeah. 1,000,000%. Then going a little bit deeper, it's like food comes into that massively.
So sorry?
Food. I think food comes massively into that whole, I won't go food. FOOD. Food.
Oh, food.
What we eat. I think I won't like go too conspiracy, because I know that tends to be quite. What are you talking about? People can feel stuff, but food is very much associated with and part and parcel with TV, in my experience, with regards to how you think, what you vibrate at.
Yeah. That's very true. Very true. I mean, you can introduce all kinds of things into the food chain. That's a whole new topic. I mean, I don't even want to delve into that one, because that's scary as hell.
It is. And the water. We won't. We'll keep it soft and just gentle. But I mean, your body's 70% water.
Yeah. You can't avoid those things, man. Those are difficult to avoid those things unless you live in
100%. That's why this is so important, because we'll get more conscious people in all areas of life, in law, in school, in politics, solicitors. Like, everyone is in different spaces at different times and places are going to be feeling these feels and wanting to shift and change.
Yeah. That's why the most spiritual among us tend to live in the mountains, man. The monks, that's why they're over there. That's why they're out there. No news, no broadcast, no nothing, no messing around with the food chain. We're out here in the mountains. This is where we find enlightenment, you know?
Yes. But as Osho says, anybody can find peace in a cave. I think we're the brave ones. We're trying to find peace in the marketplace, as he calls it.
Trying to find peace in the chaos.
We can find peace in the chaos by living in it. You know, we're kind of doing our thing in it, whereas before everybody went to the mountains and caves, and that's great. But
I love that. Yeah, being able to just sit in the chaos and shut off the noise.
Yeah. It's very important. I think it's a very important time. How did baby Stephanie coming into the world shift, or did she shift you at all, baby girl?
That was incredible. That was a long time manifestation. I tell you what, she was in my mum and mine for years, many years. I mean, maybe 2 decades or almost.
Wow.
Baby Stephanie, just kept saying it, and
wow.
Here I am now. It's just happened.
That's epic, man.
Yeah. So incredible.
So epic. So do you always feel in tune? Did you feel in tune your whole life? Like, where did your light really go on?
Yeah, I didn't know what it was. I just felt like something was happening in my life that I felt I was just bringing things to my life and just being able to change things by just thinking and dreaming about stuff. I didn't know what it was, and I just felt I'm not the only person with this ability. Surely not. And that's when I started looking into it, and I found The Secret, the film The Secret, and then kaboom! Oh my God, that is it. So I wasn't the only one. I thought, yes. And I just found out I was a little minnow now in this whole vast ocean of people who think that way. And I was thinking, yes. And that's when I started connecting with more people like that. And now I'm still learning. I'm learning lots of stuff. I just want to learn more.
Yeah, that was a catalyst for me too.
Yeah. What?
The film The Secret, somebody posted, I don't even know if they knew that they helped me in that way, but someone had posted it somewhere, a friend of a friend, and I just seen the book, and I just, when you know something, you get more in tune with what you're picking up, but sometimes you just know you need to do something. That was something that I needed to buy at the time. Interesting.
I didn't know that. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so this secret thing, I mean, I wanted someone to put that out there on purpose as well, because they know how powerful the media is. The best way to reach people is through some sort of film or documentary.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
I was about 2 years after my darkness when I found that. I hit a wall when I was about 23, as in I was always happy-go-lucky. Never really, always bobbing and weaving or whatever, partying, living the life. But when I was 23, I kind of hit a unusual place mentally. I didn't know what it was. Just what the heck is going on here? And I went the route of GP and thought I was going mad and needed these tablets, and I thought it was vertigo. I was having vertigo experiences and all that. That lasted about 9 months to a year. Then I went to a psychiatrist. I couldn't hang in Australia, not long, and I couldn't handle it anymore. As in, I was talking to the boys, and it was just shock to them just as much as it was me, because Johnny was always, what are you talking about, man? No one really understood it. But once I went to the quack and kind of heard what he had to say, it was a slow little journey of hang on a minute. And then one book led to another book, to another book, to another book. So The Secret came about 18 months after that. And then, I don't know about you, but every time someone referenced a book in a book, I knew that was my next one. I couldn't, or a name. Someone would say something, and I'd say, "Oh, that's who she learned from." Oh, that's who they learned from, and that was kind of my journey.
Okay.
Went from there. Always just with the same. How does nobody know this information? That was my point. That was like, what am I learning Hamlet in school for when there's Think and Grow Rich was wrote in 1930s? Come on.
Absolutely. That's why online courses are so powerful now. The modern day people who wrote the Think and Grow Rich, all these different books that are out there now. There's loads of them.
Yeah.
These guys, I was going to say something quite profound now. It's just completely lost me. Been out of my head. But so these guys who
Dale Carnegie was another one.
Yeah. The modern day people who are creating the modern day version of Think and Grow Rich are out there now. They're out there now. They're just out there now with 1 or 2 followers.
See where you're going.
Literally, people like yourself. I mean, you're out there now creating your media. And they're out there now doing it now. In 10 or 15 years' time, the second or even the third Think and Grow Rich book or media piece will be out there, you know?
I hear what you're saying. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I might root out one of my first videos when I was over in Australia in my van. Facebook Live wasn't even a thing. I was just trying to share wisdom. I often think sometimes, was I too early? You know, did I freak everybody out? Did everybody just run? What the fuck is this guy talking about? You know? Because it's so easy to say conspiracy theorist. It's so easy to just put you into a bracket. Oh, he meditates, or it's just it's mad. I love it now because I feel like I have the ability to bring personal mastery and self-awareness mainstream. I feel that that's what I'm being shaped for, and I feel more and more, especially the young 20-year-olds, I'm way more open because they're having the anxiety and they're in the era of comparing themselves on smartphones and kind of grew up with smartphones, so there's very different energies going on in their system, and their parents don't get them and stuff like that. But back then I was like, I kind of was, whoa, you know.
So what's your big vision now? What's your big dream? Where do you want to go now? What's your
what I just said there, making personal mastery and self-awareness a thing, you know, because I believe with all my heart that if you're self-aware and you're using your reactions towards your mother or your father or whoever's closest to you and can make you flip like that, when you really start to grasp that when that's happening, it's happening inside you, and you start to feel it and heal it and deal with that, I believe we're in a very different world. That's what the kids spurred me on so much. But it's not really, I don't think it's my vision, to be honest. I think that's like more of a calling now. And then there's layers and tiers to what I do, because there's obviously so much more depth you can go to with this. No, you're not higher and lower than anybody, but there's just some of us that are really interested in kind of being on the cutting edge of this maturing of consciousness, you know, maturing and ascending that we're in right now. We're so lucky. I see that we're so lucky. When you look at Jesus or Martin Luther King as two examples, and the ripple that they had, and then you contemplate the amount of people that I personally know now and converse with often on these paths, like the New Age rebellion. I don't know if that's the right word, but there's a rebellion happening where we're not going to fight fire with fire. And as cliche as it sounds, we're fighting it with love, but not love in a cuddly way, in a really powerful, energetic way, as it's the highest possible energy that we can access. So I look at it like we're playing the energy game, and the scales start at the tip, and now we always need to start playing it to win. You know, and emotions are energy. Our state is energetically, we're feeling low or down in the dumps, so we're feeling upbeat, and I want to, you know, more of us feeling upbeat. The more insights we have, the better choices we make for food, for healthcare. Everything just changes from that fundamental. Like, going to go straight to the core of it. 9 years of researching and looking down all these rabbit holes. It's like so much of that is unnecessary. You know, drop in right now. How are you feeling? And then we move from there. You know. So making that mainstream, making that cool. Cool is probably not the right word, but mainstream definitely.
That sounds like a big vision, big dream, man. That's a big, yeah.
I feel like I've sacrificed a lot to be able to own that now. You know, I've put a lot of time, effort, and energy into myself, really, to be able to talk and be confident enough that no matter who you are in front of me, if you're open, we can get you past wherever you are right now, because it's energy, and there's something making you feel or think that way. And once we identify that, we go into that. We stop avoiding that. We stop numbing outside ourselves for that. Then you just free up so much space, and it's experiential. You know, it's really, you see people's face changes or their shoulders drop. You know, it's a very rewarding thing for me also. Yeah.
You fine tune that message, man. Fine tune that message, and yeah, get it out there, communicate.
Yes, it's one of those things. It's so funny. Do you ever notice when you resist something? I've resisted putting stuff on YouTube for so long. It'd be very interesting if I was to put all my videos from the start on YouTube, where I'd be right now. Because I've done a lot of Facebook Lives, but I heard recently 3 times in the last 2 weeks, sometimes Facebook and Instagram content goes there, it peaks and then it disappears. Whereas YouTube, it goes and it grows. And I'm like, wow. And then here I am talking to you, and I'm feeling that there's definitely a relationship forming here, because you've intrigued me with almost everything that I've seen with you online, you know. So I'll go be that.
Yeah, I would say my advice would be to use both platforms. I have a preference right now for Facebook. I believe Facebook are where YouTube were 5 to 7 years ago. So a whole new breed of pioneers are coming through because Facebook wants to compete with YouTube massively.
Okay.
Facebook will do anything to compete with YouTube on the that space, sharing video streaming. So
I feel that too. I like Facebook as much as I don't like it for other reasons. I really prefer that platform with the group settings and the different live version.
If you're feeling that way, stay with it. There's a thing called Watch on Facebook now, the Watch platform. That's going to grow. They're going to use that to create the next set of massive influencers. Facebook want this more than anything. And I think they will literally give people money. They won't give them money. They'll give them a form of energy that will help them to grow, the first breed, so that they can show them off as the first breed of people coming through. So if you're one of the first pioneers on that Watch platform doing something, there's a whole set of criteria you've got to meet before you can start advertising. But once you start creating good media and you can advertise for businesses, you can make money from Facebook in the same way you can with YouTube, and that's available right now.
Very good. Yeah. I'm getting down with the simple basics now.
Let me just say one thing. This is about growing your business page. Grow your business page. That's the thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. I like it. The power to use your voice in media and stand out online. That's my boy. I think we'll leave it there, hey? How are you feeling, Joey? Feel like you want to say anything else?
No, that's it. Obviously you can go to my website, agrchrismurray.com. That's where the magic is going to begin. Right now, I'm going to be putting in a lot of information there, a lot of videos in there about.
There's so much on it for free and blogs and different stuff. It's powerful.
Yeah, a lot of blogs on there at the moment. I'll keep the subscription to the platform really, really low. So I want people to really go in there, absorb the information, absorb what I put out on there. It's early days at the moment, so right now it's going to be low cost. Maybe in a year's time, it's a lot more money. But right now, I want to give people a chance to get in there right now. You can have a lifetime of having it at just under £10,
Awesome. That's powerful. I really feel strongly that anyone who does come across this podcast or interview will definitely be feeling that they want to bring some sort of a voice or some sort of a transitioning into utilizing their story, because I believe everybody has a story.
That's right. That's the most powerful thing. Yeah, that's the most powerful thing. Your story is the most powerful thing, bar nothing else. I mean, that's it. That's how you get engagement with people. That's how people know your why. That's how people get to know you as a person. This is not about big corporations now. That people are not interested in big corporations so much. They're interested in people who want to buy from people. People who want to connect with other people. That's it.
Yeah.
Simple.
Powerful.
Simple. Yeah.
I love it. I appreciate your time, Chris. I appreciate your wisdom, and I'll definitely be staying in touch with you, man.
Yeah. So in the future, I'm expecting one of us is going to be really, really big. Yeah. And this video will get shown to some big screen somewhere. This is where I started.
Both of us. 100%.
No, I want to be the guy in the background, doing all the camera stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. No problem. I'll be front of the house.
Yeah. Nice.
Too easy, man. It was an absolute pleasure. We might do it again.
Yeah. Let's do that. Yeah. Let's stay in contact and stay in touch, and let's see how we grow.
100%. Thank you very much.
Television is online.
Yes.
And the world is not round. It's online.
I like that. That's a very good way of finishing that. I had nothing prepared.
Huh?
I like the way you finished that there. I said, I had nothing prepared.
Okay, well, I'm a media man. You're a media man. You can learn things from me. You can learn
Beautiful.
stuff.
Absolutely. I love it, man.
All right, buddy.
Speak to you real soon. Enjoy your weekend. Yeah.
Cool, and you.
Take it easy.
Nice.